Welcome, family, to Be Still and Know, our weekly video talk podcast, whatever. I think sometimes we should have a guest person on our podcast. We should try that in the future. I'm working on um, turning an office downtown into a studio so we can have a bit of a better space to record them in. And so maybe once I have that set up, we can get some guest speakers in, maybe some staff to get to know them a little better and talk about different things or different topics. So anyway, it's a thought that's always running in my mind. This week I thought I'd talk a little bit about the school theme for the year. It's really a beautiful one. It's on faith, and we thought like the school's been doing. Last year was hope, and the year before that was love. So Father Josie, who's a great deeper thinker than I, said, "Why don't we do this year on faith, and we'll have all three years in a row?" And I said, "That's a great idea." So he met with the principal and some teachers. They came up with a great verse on faith to use for the year. And so the kids love it because it's very easy to memorize. But it's 1 Corinthians 16, 13 to 14. And it says, "Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. Your every act should be done with love." And this is a great verse, I think, just for faith in general, but being courageous and strong about our faith is very important, I think. Like, because there are times in our lives where we go through struggles and things and our faith becomes weak. We're human and we sin. It's very easy for our faith to become weak and kind of diminished because of what we're going through. But we need to know that it is our faith, hopefully, that pulls us through those times of struggle and darkness. And, there are just things going on in our lives, a family member who gets sick or a child passing away or some accident on the road, something in our lives that's kind of, oh, why is this happening to me? And, the reason for that is really because we live in a broken world. We live in a sinful and broken and imperfect world, right? It all goes back to the apple in the garden, right? And how we were kicked out of the perfect world into the imperfect world. No matter what the secular world's trying to tell you, having the right car, or the right tech item, or whatever house will make your life perfect. And that's not true. Like we live in an imperfect world where bad things happen to us because of that imperfectness, because of that brokenness of our world, and so we encounter, we encounter darkness. We encounter, people who are getting sick and dying, um, horrible wars and things like that. All those things happening in the world to us, whether it's the loss of a loved one or a sickness or a car accident or some kind of conflict in the world that we're like, why is this happening? And I think, those are happening because of the imperfectness of the world, because of the sinfulness of our nature, right? Those things happen, right? But I think it's during those times, right, that we should be growing closer to God. So God's love for us is always strong and always amazing, but I think he wants to show us that in those times of depression and sadness and horrible things that, hey, by the way, like my love is still there and it's still strong. It's still powerful. I still want to embrace you, right? This is when our faith needs to be courageous and strong because we're going through so much in our lives that we think our faith can't handle. And it surely can handle it because we have a God standing behind it who loves us no matter what, right? That last verse in Corinthians, your every act should be done with love. And that's a two-sided coin. Like every action of God is most definitely done out of love, so that every action we should be in return an action of love, right? There should be an exchange of that. And that's an even stronger exchange, I believe, during times where we're depressed or sad or going through rough times or was just in a car accident or just lost a loved one or just found out a diagnosis that's not great. Like all those times is when our faith should be strong and our love should be strong and we should be able to cling to God, our Father, right? Just like in the Lord's Prayer, our Father, and let him embrace us with His love and encompass us with His love. Another thing this makes me think about is the Baltimore Catechism that says, why were we created? We were created to know God, to love God, and to serve God in this life, so as to be with Him in the next, right? And we should always keep that in our minds. And that's why our faith needs to be courageous and strong so that we can get through those times and we can continue to realize that God is there for us, to be with us and love us, and that his love is unconditional and strong and resilient and always there, even in those times of desolation, right? St. Ignatius of Loyola says, we go through our lives, our daily lives, with consolation and desolation, right? Desolation, times of depression and sadness, consolation, times of blessings and rejoicing and happiness. And so, because St. Ignatius also says we should never make big decisions when we're in a period of desolation. We should always wait until when we're in a period of consolation to make decisions, and the in our path in life and what direction we're going should never be made during times of depression or desolation, but during times of consolation and blessing. So keep that in mind. That's another kind of good thing to think about as you continue to find ways to make your faith courageous and strong, and stand and just be a part of your life, even during those times of desolation. Our faith should remain strong because the God behind it is a God who loves us and wants the best for us and wants us to follow his will in our lives. And so we need to know God, love God, and serve God in this life so as to be with him in the next. And the church said, Amen. So just a few announcements. Thanks for listening to all that. I hope it made sense. Um, Today's a great day in the church. Pope Leo XIV's first apostolic exaltation. He loves us, I think, I'm forgetting the Latin. I think it's Delexate Te. He loves us, and it's an exhortation on love of the poor. And so I encourage you to read it. Go to the Vatican.va website to check it out. It's pretty awesome. It is the fall. We have some great events coming up. Keep your eyes in the bulletin for those and all the things going on at our church. Thank you so much for being here. Thank everyone who was at Mass last weekend for putting up with my long talk. We're very excited about the capital campaign coming up. I'm very excited about it. I hope that came across in the talks at the masses. Please be on the lookout for the reception invitation and try to make one if you can. If you can't, we will still find ways to reach out to you, either through the mail or through a phone call or just at Mass. So please be on the lookout for that. We're very excited about the lobby campaign that's coming up and want you to be a part of it. So thank you all. Have a great week. God bless you. I love you all.